Hi guys, I played a game of War Machine and Hordes recently, so I thought I'd do a little bit of a bat rep on it. I know that I haven't been doing many of these recently, so hopefully you enjoy it. It is Epic Kreoss, that is the third version of Kreoss, also known as 3Kreoss on the horse, against Epic eHaley, that's second level eHaley, and playing at Josh's house here with scenario, 2 zones, 2 objectives, divide and conquer or whatever you call it. Or is it process of elimination? Can't remember what they've called the scenario these days. Playing a fairly straightforward 3Kreoss list here with the max TFG and max Zealots with UAs, single unit Avengers, max unit of course, gone for Fire Salvation and the Reckoner, and I've got the Covenant, Rupert as the only solos as far as I can. Oh, and Iris of course. Inquire. Got the Devout in there actually as well. Devout, I've been trying some lists without the Devout. I used to take him all the time, but really he should be in there because you want to sort of get rid of all your focus and it'll be a little bit vulnerable, and Shield Guard and Spell Barrier really helps. Josh is playing eHaley, so having a look at the next photo, he's got Boom Howlers, Black 13th, Gun Mages, Storm Wall, a couple of solos at the back. No Iris and no Arlan, so that'll be useful, and no Gorman, so don't have to worry about those guys as much. Obviously, eHaley, one of the most difficult matchups in the game, so we'll see how we go. Here's the layout. Josh has won dice roll for first turn and has decided to take it. And battlefield terrain fairly symmetrical. Shouldn't really be a game off the terrain, so to speak, this one, but at least there's a little bit in there. And sorry about the lighting, guys. Josh didn't have a very good lamp or anything for us to put on the table. So he's taken the first turn, as you can see, just run everything straight forward. eHaley, no upkeeps to speak of, but we've got Arcane Shield on the Boom Howlers, which of course you can switch to the Storm Wall if he needs to. Although having said that, Kreoss's feat should take that down, and I've got some guys with Blessed anyway. Fire Observation also with Dispel too, so that'll come in handy later hopefully. My following turn, haven't used my feet or anything like that, but I have mini-feeded with the Zealots and put a screen up there. There's always the danger of that Storm Wall going through really quickly and shutting down one of my jacks, and of course eHaley feating, so I'm expecting him to feat next turn, so the Zealots will hopefully buy me some time to wait out his feat before I can attack his jack. I've decided to sacrifice Iris here. She has just run forward and actually stopped the Storm Wall from doing anything, getting focus that is. He's got no Arlan, so he can't power booster it, and I figure Iris isn't going to be that useful this game except for that one move. I mean, sure, she can shoot a Boom Howler and get rid of Arcane Shield, but I can get rid of it with my feet anyway on the turn that I really need to. And one thing I don't want is that stupid Storm Wall from shooting everything to death with 3 focus. Another play he's got here is Domination, which will actually move one of my jacks and attack with it, which is a terrible thing to happen to me, so that's why the choir is singing no spells here. And because of the no spells thing, I haven't got no shooting up on them. He's got no magical attacks in the army or anything like that, but I don't really want the Storm Wall shooting at my jack, so that's why Iris is over here. Next photo, he follows up, uses his feet of course, puts down some covering fire. The gun mages move around here and do a little bit of shooting, but not doing too much damage. And even without focus, the Storm Wall has killed 2 Vengers, so that's quite annoying. And the Devout there actually shield guarding. But what's really annoying in the situation is that the Devout takes a hit to its shield, and the shield is crippled just right off the bat, so I can't shield guard in future turns, which is really annoying. Next photo, I've managed to get in the maintenance phase a move with the Fire of Salvation around next to the objective on the left, as you can see there, which will get me into position to attack the jack next turn. Zealots run forward, Rupert puts tough on them, and of course they don't have the mini feat, but he's going to have to kill quite a lot of them to send the Storm Wall through to my guys, and plus his feat's been used now, so I can retaliate with Kreoss himself or both of the jacks if he does that, so hopefully that will swing the game in my favour, and I'm expecting the TFG to do pretty well against the Boom Howlers in the long run with the continuous fire on their weapons, even if they pass tough checks, and I've used the mini feat on them as well, so that armor 21 or something massive. Next photo, you can see back here quite a nice picture of Kreoss. He's camping quite a lot of focus at the back. I did consider the possibility of him moving around and shooting me with the Storm Wall, which would be painful, so I've camped quite a bit there. And obviously the Storm Wall can move quite far, but there's so much stuff blocking him that I didn't really think it was viable for him to get a charge directly at my caster, although you never know with eHaley, she's pretty awful like that. The next photo after this, what's happened is that he's moved forward with his gun mages and the boom howlers, trying to block off as many avenues to his Stormwall as possible, but I still have 2 Vengers left alive with battle driven up, and my jacks are fully operational. I've even got 3Kreoss himself there. So the plan in this turn, and you can see a storm pod in front of that Venger, which I'll clear out with it about, but as you can see this turn, the plan is going to be to try and destroy the Stormwall. Now to do that, I've actually got to clear out 1 or 2 of those boom howlers and 1 or 2 of the gun mages as well to get the jacks and the Vengers past. So moving around with 3Kreoss, using the feat to put Ignite on the Fire of Salvation, who has actually moved up a bit further with his Vengeance move after being knocked back by the gun mages, and battle on the jacks, so they won't be able to survive any sort of, well, spells will work on them next turn, so to speak. But one problem I encountered here is that for 3Kreoss to get everything happening, he needed to actually use Crevasse on those gun mages, because I didn't feel like I had any other options to clear them out before moving the jacks in, and I can't really charge the jack in and then use Warpath to get to the Stormwall because he doesn't have reach. Talking about the Fire of Salvation here, so had to actually use the remainder of 3Kreoss's focus to hit that gun mage with the Crevasse and clear a couple of them out, which worked. But the problem with that is that 3Kreoss is now on no focus, and I've got Fire of Salvation with 2 of them, Reckoner with 1, so not really enough focus for my liking. But because I managed to get those kills, Warpath is triggered, the jacks can move into place, managed to clear out the boom howlers pretty easily with the rest of my TFG. So if you go to the next photo after that, this is what it looks like. Managed to get in there with 2 jacks and a couple of Vengers and wreck the Stormwall, which was quite good. Rolled fairly well. I mean, I didn't need, didn't need to fluff too much to kill it, but I needed to roll at least average. Holy Ward on the Vengers, since I got a free upkeep spell. And looking at this photo, it looks pretty good for me on attrition. My jacks are healthy. I've got the TFG actually winning the fight against the boom howlers in the other zone. But he's still got 4 gun mages left alive, a couple of Black 13th, and he's got Thorn there as well. So if you look at the next photo, here's his play here. He uses telekinesis on Thorn and moves him out of combat with a fire, so Thorn will be able to charge 3Kreoss with 3 focus. And because I cast Death Sentence for free under my feet within Haley's control area, she has access to it now with her Replicate ability. So I actually cast Death Sentence on 3Kreoss, which was terrible because then he can brute damage with his gun mages and re-roll all of the attacks. And that was more than enough to actually kill 3Kreoss in the end after Josh's good rolling. So this game was a loss. I'm not really sure how, I mean, there were a few things I might have tried differently, maybe trying to keep 3Kreoss safer and getting the jacks in there, or just playing it out for another turn. The thing is, if you go for an attrition thing there and leave the Stormwall alive, he can either actually just go for the assassination run anyway, and the Stormwall will kill 3Kreoss if you give him a chance, or he can just start munching my jacks and give me less opportunities to kill things, and then if I've used battle in that turn, he can basically put both of my jacks out of opportunity to kill the Stormwall with his spells. So Haley, obviously a very hard matchup, gave it my best shot, might have been able to do a couple of other things better though, and did get a little bit unlucky with the assassination, but that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and maybe I'll have another one of these for you in future. Catch you later.